How was it showing up to Gold?
Phenomenal. Just walking in, seeing the pictures, seeing the stuff on the wall. You got, Hude and Kusei's freaking gold-plated guns hanging up. You're like, there's like AK-47 chandeliers. Seems like every time you come back to your cage, there's like a little package. Like Santa just came and dropped it off. More gear. It's like, dude, it would be like if Christmas, 4th of July, and Thanksgiving, and every other cool holiday plus your birthday were wrapped into one day. That would be it. If you can just imagine a room I'm against on the far side by my window, my bed was there, and then the doors on the other side. And I wake up, for some reason, I look over, and I see Christ. I see Jesus.
How was it showing up to Gold?
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Just walking in, seeing the pictures, seeing the stuff on the wall. You got, Hude and Kusei's freaking gold-plated guns hanging up. You're like, there's like AK-47 chandeliers. It's awesome. It's just like big old table in the middle. It's like Knights of the Round Table. It was awesome. It was the coolest thing in the world, and the people that were in that room made it the coolest place in the world. I mean, they were professionals. Like, the number one thing that was always talked about is doing your job better and better and better and better and pushing you and pushing you. And it wasn't like you're a turd, like figure it out. It was like, hey, let me show you how to do it. And it was awesome. Like it was a great show of leadership and camaraderie and teamwork. It was the coolest thing that I've ever experienced, which is great. Being out and you see other organizations, other businesses, and they're not doing a quarter of it. It's like, man, you can really fix yourself if you do certain things.
Wow.
So it was. I have nothing but respect for the men over there that I served with. I mean, they were true heroes.
Was it a welcoming environment, or was it what are you doing here? Who do you think you are?
There's always a little bit of heckling, but it's
Yeah.
in good fun. It wasn't stupid. It was fun, but it's more like, hey, you're a part of the team, man. Here's your gear. We all love gear.
Yeah. How many guys went over there with you from your green team?
I'd say probably 5 or 6. I think.
5 or 6?
I think so. Adam Brown was one of them.
Oh, Adam was one of them?
We were in the same green. He was I was his team leader at Green Team. He was in my team. Dom went over with me. We all went over together.
Oh.
And a couple other guys.
So what happens when you get in there?
You get all checked in. You get your cages, your beautiful cage. I heard Shipley talk about that too. It's so like, we got the cages, right? But just like, it seems like every time you come back to your cage, there's like a little package. Like Santa just came and dropped it off. More gear. It's like, dude, like where do I put this stuff? Like I need another cage. Like there's just so much gear. Like for different regions, different climates, all that stuff, different missions. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is, but like, okay, I'll put it on my shelf over here of things I don't know what it is. I need to learn. But it was cool, dude. And then you do the again, which I talk about in here. You do the yarding in. We got the big yard of beer, and they drop in a couple shots. Down it. Start to say a little speech. I tell you to shut up. You get your patches, and those patches, man, holding those patches. It was like better than my Trident. Getting my SEAL Trident, which was a great time. I don't want to take away from that, but it's just like, dude, this, since I was a kid, this is what I wanted to do, is be here and finally go get to fight, like really fight. And I say that not knowing what really fight meant.
Yeah.
You don't realize it until you're doing it. But it would be like if Christmas, 4th of July, and Thanksgiving, and every other cool holiday plus your birthday were wrapped into one day. That would be it.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice.
For me.
Each one of the... Obviously, I never spent any time over there, so I don't know, and I am curious. I hear each, and I've picked it up, especially with Gold. There seems to be kind of a culture or a vibe in each squadron. And from what I've been able to gather, just from knowing you and Dom and Adam Brown and some of our other mutual friends that wound up going over to Gold. It seems like Gold's where everybody that I know went for the most part, but seemed to be very religious. Seemed to be a very religious, God-fearing squadron.
That's funny you say that, because I've never thought about that.
Really?
No. I was not a man of faith when I was in at all. But, I mean, if you look at it, the Crusader,
Yeah.
we have crosses. And a lot of those guys were, their faith was strong. And, yeah. But, and again, I don't know other ones, what the other squadrons are doing. But, yeah, that'd be fair to say. That'd be fair to say.
Was there a lot of praying and...
Not that I was a part of. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I'd be like, get that crap away from me.
Okay.
If someone was pushing in my face, but at the same time, I was kind of like what I like to say, Christ curious. Like, what is that exactly? What does that mean? And I remember asking Adam and Dom a lot, like, hey, I mean, I ask stupid questions like, what book do you like better, the Old Testament or the New Testament?
Time is a funny thing. It's so limited, and yet we let it pass by us. We're all guilty of putting important things off until later. If you've been putting off life insurance, check out Fabric by Gerber Life. They make it fast and easy so you can check it off your list right now. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done today. Made for busy parents like you, all online and on your schedule right from your couch. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. Fabric is partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families just like yours for over 50 years. There's no risk, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. And they have over 1,900 five-star reviews on Trustpilot with a rating of excellent. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/srclips. That's meetfabric.com/srclips. MEET fabric.com/srclips. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
Not knowing what the heck I'm even asking. Like, what kind of question is that? And I would ask, dude, and I would just try to like get just a little bit of information before I get to. It's probably good to give you a little background on that, which I've kept locked up forever until this. Is when my parents went through a divorce probably when I was 7 or 8 years old. And I was in my bed one night, and like, if you can just imagine a room I'm against on the far side by my window, my bed was there, and then the door's on the other side. And I wake up for some reason, I look over and I see Christ. I see Jesus. And I knew who Jesus was. And my mom never took me to church a lot. I went a couple times, but you always see the picture. I knew who Jesus was.
Where did you see him?
In my room.
Where? In a closet? On the
No,
wall?
he was standing in the
picture?
middle of the room, and he was transparent. I could see my bookshelf that was behind him. And he just stood there. He made no facial expressions. Kind of had a glowing light to him. Long brown hair, beautiful face, like just perfect.
What was he wearing?
A white robe. And I just remember I could see my books behind him because I was like, wow. And I didn't know what to think. I didn't know. And I looked over and, I'm looking at him and I'm just like, and I'm not scared. I'm not screaming. I'm just I'm getting chills, man. I'm soaking this in and I'm not knowing what anything is. I was awake and I saw that. And for however long he was there, he vanished. And soon as he vanished, my room was the blackest of black I've ever seen in my entire life. It was so dark, and the fear that came over me was overwhelming. It was the scariest thing. It wrecked me.
Really?
As soon as that darkness hit, and I tried to scream for my mom, and I couldn't, and I finally got the courage, and I guess you could say strength. I was like paralyzed. And I went to her room, and I really didn't say anything. I don't know if I mumbled anything or like, hey, I saw something or whatever it was. But I freaking went to bed in her room. And then the next couple nights, just thinking about it wasn't the greatest sleep, but I was scared. So I'd cover my head up, turn on, use a nightlight, which I never did before. I mean, a nightlight that was like pretty much Batman's freaking signal. It was so bright. I was like, dude, I don't want any more of this stuff. I was like, this sucks. Like that scared me. And I was confused. I didn't know, like, and I a couple days later, probably about a week later, I think, I somehow, my arms made it out of my little protective fortress of my blankie, and I felt tickling in my arm. I heard orchestra, like organ music, the organs or whatever at church.
Like at a church?
Yeah, which is the creepiest sound in the world. And I feel tickling, and I wake up and nothing's there, just my light, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, what is going on? And the chills are ridiculous right now. I'm like seeing it all. I go to my mom's room again. And just a lot of weird things happened during that time, during my parents' divorce. But I know what I saw, and I know I was awake when I saw it. And to me, Jesus became the boogeyman. I wanted nothing to do with him. Keep it away from me. I don't want to be near you. I don't want to see you. It was so bad. I went over to spend the night with a friend that I met at 7th grade when I switched schools. Like we were awesome, played basketball together. Like, he was just cool dude. Went over to his house, not knowing his father was a pastor, and he like kind of had a loft where we were going to sleep for the night. And I was walking up the stairs, and on the left there was a picture, and it was Jesus's face. And instantly, I was like, I gotta leave. I called my mom and had her pick me up. I was like,
wow.
This hurts to talk about. I was scared to death of him. I slept under my covers until I was a sophomore in high school.
Are you serious?
I was scared to death of him. I'd be sitting on my couch watching frickin' Saved by the Bell. And I would make myself think about Jesus busting in like a Navy SEAL and taking me away from my parents. Just scooping me up and taking me away to God knows where. I would have those thoughts often. I painted this picture that he was evil, he was wrong, he was bad. And I didn't know anything about him.
Did he ever reappear?
No.
No?
I mean, in other ways, which we'll get to, but no, I didn't want anything to do with him. I did not want anything to do with him whatsoever. I got married at a church, my first marriage, and went to other weddings, but I would never go to church. I didn't want to be around. I would drive by one and I would cringe. I was scared. I was scared. I was extremely...
What was it that helped you overcome that fear after you were a sophomore?
That came a little later.
Okay.
Do you want to go in timeline, or you want me to jump to it?
We'll go in timeline.
Okay.
We'll go in timeline. Well, it is very strange that you had this connection to Jesus as a young kid all the way up, through high school, and then you wind up at Gold Team as, do they call you a Crusader?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting. So you get over to Gold Team. We covered the culture a little bit. No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.